The Paris Olympics are on the horizon. To get there, the path goes through Hartford. Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey.
She's an Olympic gold medalist on this event. There's actually 5 Olympians in the competition. So talk about a tough competition here, starting with one of the best.
Here we go.
With a double layout, full out. She just is coming off an all-around win at the American Classic, where she did limited skills and was still able to pull out the first place all-around spot there. When I asked her dad, who's also her coach, what difficulty she was going to be doing on this event, he said she could have the ability to upgrade every pass. So this is still an easy routine for Jade.
This path, this road we talk about to the Olympics, it is, yes, all about making an impression, but also making sure you peak at the right time. Jade, the star at Oregon State now, and you see more and more of that with the women from the U.S. competing in college and still making a run at the Olympics on the elite level.
She's been training these elite skills throughout that college season, so she said the transition wasn't that difficult for her.
23-year-old from Phoenix, Jade Carey, getting things started. Execution at even 8 and then 13.8. That's a couple of events. This is the first time, though, on floor X.
Her in training, she just looks so strong and so much healthier than when I had seen her in last year. Out of that turn, but the artistry is what I'm noticing about this routine. Of course, there's increased deductions. The judges are looking for body movement, elongation, and she's doing a really nice job of continuing that throughout this routine.
Olympic all-around champ in 2012 when she was just 16 years of age. Gabby Douglas back to make a run toward Paris.
I'm excited to watch this routine. She has such a nice swing on this bar routine. Oh no. Got a little off balance, and it's really difficult to get off your rhythm in a bar routine. It's probably the most difficult of.
Calls Virginia Beach her hometown.
Of course, this meet is really important for Gabby Douglas.
Sam, you brought up a good point. She's qualified on 3 events to the U.S. Championships, not in the all-around, and this bar routine is really going to make it hard for her to qualify in the all-around.
You mentioned she has the skill level. It just looks like nerves to me.
First of 4 rotations underway in Hartford. There's the number for Suni.
Gabby Douglas's score, that 10.1, is really disappointing.
Time world team champ, so she's made the last.
This guy. Her coach always reminds her one skill at a time before she goes for this routine. She's very clean, good rhythm in this routine, and the rhythm is important because you need to have enough stamina for the end of your bar routine. Judges are looking, bar so far. Sai is one of those athletes that really needs to show consistency in these pressure moments. She is such an athlete committee that she can hit her routines.
So 13-20 has different plans this time around.
Florida to go back to Kelly Hill in her home gym to train for the year, and it's really proving to be successful for her after that win at Winter Cup. How
do you watch then your competitors if you're going to go, say, last in that rotation?
You're not supposed to, and I'm willing to bet most of them didn't, but you can hear the crowd's reaction, and you know that it didn't go well for the athletes in front of her. She is known as a really consistent, icy competitor, so I'm actually a little surprised here. One of her goals in this competition is to work out of anything. And what I mean by that is being able to adjust when she has a mistake. So she's going to get back into the gym.
That selection committee.
McLean coming up here on balance beam. Is this an event that she could help Team USA? Well, what's that third best score? If she can do better than that, she might just raise some eyebrows.
So here is the 19-year-old from Las Vegas who was the U.S. all-around champ in 2022 before a series of injuries.
Now, this is a really impressive story, and I am still in awe watching her. In April, she was part of that LSU team that won the national championship title, but just after that is when she started training skills like that, a standing full, so difficult. So a lot of every athlete that is competing here today has had months and years to practice these routines, and Connor has just had a little over a month. Beautiful. When we had a chance to speak with her, she talked about how much joy she found in college doing gymnastics, and it's really helped her competing and be a lot more calm and confident here, and it's showing up on this beam routine.
That support of a team too, right?
Yeah, I was worried that it was going to be different here by herself, but she said, nope, I'm going to do the exact same things I do with my team, because that's what worked in college. She said winning nationals with her team actually inspired her to come back. And for anyone watching, she just wants to have fun. She's doing this for fun. That's why you're seeing just a layout dismount.
Okay, let's cello, uneven bar. So it's been a...
Double fold. Now she is a gamer. She's the athlete. Yeah, she should be on that team, assuming it's status quo throughout the summer. And she's just, look at the E score, 9.35. That's out of...
And she will start on balance beam.
Adjustment before that back pike. If you think this routine looks familiar, that's because it's the exact routine that she did last year. Her other routines we're seeing today are different. But her coach, Cecile, said they didn't want to upgrade or change anything on beam because she's really building that comfortability on this event and the confidence, and they didn't want to mess with that. Triple series, no problem. We talk about rhythm on bars. Rhythm on beam is actually really important as well, and a lot of these athletes have a different style. Simone is really quick twitched. You see how fast she gets to that finish position. I always say the quicker you do the skill, the less time there is to make a mistake.
Connor McLean, more on her in a moment. In third, Leanne Wong, Jade Carey. We do have some news. Number 2, and take you over to Jordan Childs, who was such a big part of that team silver medal in Tokyo for the Americans.
And she is an amazing performer. the facial expressions, the engagement to the fans, and she can tumble. Not only a new floor routine, but new routine construction. She's only going to be doing 3 tumbling passes instead of 4 to help raise her execution score. Wow, great job working out of that pass. Choreography is from her UCLA coach, BJ Doss. And the theme is presence of a queen. That's a good omen before you do your routine.
Okay.
Double layout. You see she landed out of bounds, although it's not a deduction to have that 4-inch mat, Terry. It is a deduction. Yurchenko full, so not as much difficult.
Suni, you watched her and really
Year. Nicely done. She found landing, it was control.
3-5. The penalty, you mentioned it.
You got a 0.3 deduction because both feet went over the line. This is Jocelyn's second meet of the year, but the first time we're gonna see her on vault and floor since qualification at Worlds. Didn't have enough rotation on the double back. This is the first big meet of the year, so what I'm noticing across the board, not only on floor but on bars too, is the stamina. They still need that endurance for these routines. She's really fighting through this routine. A lot of people ask, what's the point of this meet? And the point of this meet is for them to try new upgrades and combination and see if they work. Do they have the stamina to make the difficulty, or should they take it out and play it safe? It's the risk versus reward.
Yeah, you are learning in this particular competition what to bring to the U.S. Championships and eventually the trials.
And so she can put up a big score. She's doing some new elements. Right here, laid out Jaeger position is new. She told us that this is the hardest event to build endurance for her, but it's looking really strong so far. When we spoke to her, she was talking about how excited she was about the new routine construction. She said there's less elements, but more.
0.25, so that's the highest that we have seen. Talked about all these athletes.
Double-A gymnastics season going right into elite season, but you're seeing athletes like Jade Carey and Leanne Wong do it with ease, and they talk about how much it helps them prepare. So they're using college to build consistency. They're constantly put into pressure moments. So then when you add the difficulty, they have a great foundation for competing. Form break, but was able to catch the bar. Very impressive that she's continuing this routine right now. That'll be a significant deduction for bending her knees, but other than that, she really didn't break the rhythm. Great adjustment.
Yeah, coach loves it too. Thought higher?
I think
ready to be wowed. as always, on this floor exercise routine.
And you're in for a treat because she's doing a triple-double. That's 3 twists in the air, 2 flips before she lands. And the last time she did it, Terry, was at the Olympic Games.
There you go.
Yellow flags, so she did go out of bounds, but it's so much difficulty that it almost doesn't matter.
I don't care. That was amazing.
Difficulty in this routine.
You should not be able to do that as a human being getting ready to go.
This is arguably the most important event for Sky Blakely right now. She's had some mistakes in critical moments, world championships on this event in the past, but when she hits this routine, she has the ability to help Team USA because she has so much difficulty.
Sam, more than the ability to help, she has the ability to win the Olympics on this event, but you said it, she's got to show she can hit every single time.
Front handspring, front tuck. You don't see that series very often. When Sky is on beam, she works very aggressively. I'm sensing a little timidness, which is why you're seeing some wobbles at the end of her skills. It's tough to simulate a competition, especially on beam, but the beam is also on podium. So it can make the balance beam a little bit more wobbly. You have to be extra patient when you finish your skills. So the timing is a little different than, let's say, in your home gym. Of nerves on top of that. So I'd like to see her breathe throughout this routine. That usually calms you down.
2019, the U.S.
Her coach always tells her that this meet, Classics, is like a good dress rehearsal. So that's her mindset coming into the competition today. Control. I like to ask these athletes how they practice in these arenas under pressure situations. And get this, her coach actually throws pit blocks in front of her randomly so she doesn't lose concentration.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Her coach tries to distract her, she smacks the beam, and then she even yells, "The beam's moving," just to make sure that her mind is so tough that it doesn't let it affect her.
I think it's hard enough. Come on.
But she's trying to make her bulletproof for situations like this, like the Olympic Games. She's not done yet, but this is looking pretty solid, so that might be a good way to practice in the gym, staying focused.
on beam.
I'd like to see her forgetting Simone Biles has her secret weapon.
Possible.
Hate to see that after the injury she has sustained. Over to Jocelyn Robertson on vault. She's very good at this. Good
Struggle.
step.
She needs to be solid on this event, but one of my rules of beam is looking at the end of the beam, and I could tell right when she mounted, her eyes are glued. The vision is at the end of the beam. Of course, when you're trying to balance, looking at something that's not moving versus looking at the crowd is always helpful for balancing. Triple series. Beautifully done. I think what's special to me about Shilese Jones, not just on beam, but on the other events, she has those big skills, very dynamic athlete, but the way she does them is a special finesse. She makes them look so beautiful and adds an artistic component to everything she does. Little adjustment. That's probably the easiest skill in her routine, but there's something about big arenas and high pressure moments that you always seem to wobble on the full turn. But looking really solid.
Robertson 13.55. So remember, Jade Carey was 14, just about ready.
You just
Hello.
can't.
The greatest, Simone Biles. Shilese Jones, remember, she had the lead after the second rotation, 14.05. And so Simone Biles has flipped it. She is now in the lead here.
When you have that much difficulty, the cushion is so much more for mistakes. Even though Simone had that big step out of her vault, the D score, the difficulty score, was so significant it didn't matter.
Shilese has been great. Carey in third place, remember, right outside those top.
New bar routine for her. The goal here is to be calm and confident. Even though she's known as a powerful athlete and on floor and vault, she's really become a standout in the all-around.
Wow.
Something's going on over there on bars. We're seeing too many mistakes that we did not see in the warm-ups. I'm wondering if it's nerves, if the bars are slippery. There's a lot of variables this stage in the season.
Dad Brian, her coach.
This is an event that she usually is status quo on, not the most amount of difficulty. She just gets on and does her job. So again, uncharacteristic for her to see a fall here.
Been sensational at Oregon.
Double layout with a full out. She wanted to add, of course, increasing that difficulty score. Beautiful double front to a stag jump. That's another new element for her this year. She was really proud of her preparation. That she's confident because she's done so many numbers. bounced out of that pass. So when these athletes talk about numbers, they're talking about the amount of times they've done these elements and routines.
So Sky is set to go to the University of Florida, where Leanne Wong is a star. Ready on beam.
It's really tough to have a mistake on your first element because, again, you got to forget about it, and that's really tough to do, especially on this event. No problems with that backhand spring layout series. We talk a lot about the artistry deductions on floor, and the artistry deductions on beam are also important, and no one has better posture than Leanne Wong. She has such good rhythm and stage presence, if you will, on this event. Wow. Really just off center on that side summy. Didn't quite push hard enough out of that front foot. She's been in a lot of pressure situations this year with her University of Florida team, and I'm really surprised here because she's normally a very icy competitor. I've said that a few times tonight, and it's true. I think a lot of these athletes are feeling the nerves of it being an Olympic year. Sometimes when you try to
vibe, and I'm telling you, I think they all feel it this time out on the floor. I think they're gonna, it's always been coming up. It's always been in the future, but it slams you in the face when you walk into this venue today. It was loud.
Easy skill for her. She normally lands it very well. And status quo, exactly what we can expect.
Talked about her being a star at UCLA, then returned to elite number for beam. Leanne Wong, disappointing number as we take you over to Trinity Thomas in 5th place after the second rotation. Yeah, you heard University of Florida. That's another Gator in the mix here. 23 years of age from York, Pennsylvania.
Well, if you follow college gymnastics at all, you know the name Trinity Thomas. She tied the perfect 10 record by getting 28 perfect 10s in her career. She felt like she had more left in the tank, which is why we're seeing her here continuing to train.
Yeah, what a great career at the University of Florida. Named the nation's top collegiate gymnast in back-to-back years.
But it's different. A lot of people ask, you know, what is the difference, right, between college gymnastics and elite gymnastics? She was such a star in college gymnastics, and she could still be a star in elite gymnastics, but here in this elite world, there's so many more skills in each routine. That difficulty component is so much more important than it is in college. So not only do you have to do the skills as perfectly as you can, but you have to do the most difficult skills you can. Really tough. Oh, man. Again, it's tough. One mistake, turning into two, but if you can hear the crowd, everyone is supporting Trinity Thomas right now to get back on this beam.
One thing to keep in mind, too, Trinity's already qualified to the U.S. Championships. There's only 4 athletes on the floor today that hadn't qualified. She's going to be there. So this is, again, like a lot of these athletes, this is a dress rehearsal for her. She will be there and certainly working out some of these kinks.
And what I'm noticing from a lot of these athletes is they need to do either, I'm going to say more numbers, but maybe not even physically. They need to work on that mental toughness in these pressure situations. In front of a crowd, on podium.
Hard to replicate that in practice.
It is hard unless your coach is throwing pit blocks and distracting you.
Trinity down the lead right now, yes. Simone Biles, uneven bars still to come for her. So she took the lead. Remember, Shilese Jones did have the lead after this. Colin, no.
It's top secret, but we did measure it, and it's about 12 feet in the air. How high did you go in basketball? Did you ever get above the rim?
About that high.
Could you dunk?
Okay, let's
All right,
move on.
settle down, guys. Simone Biles is on bars, Terry. Thank you. This is the event that she doesn't have as much difficulty, but what stands out is that she connects everything, and that's what really increases her value on this event. She's very quick on and off, getting these skills accomplished. And no problem. She added back. The national staff talks about just how smart you have to train at this level. Simone does it the best, but everyone's trying to follow suit, just like Sky Blakely here.
Blakely on vault.
Very easy Yurchenko double for her. She's
Number 14.55 on bars.
6'2".
So, stay with bars. Gianna Sumina-Sekera, only 16 years of age, from Pleasanton, California. Second season as a senior elite gymnast.
I really enjoyed watching her growth in elite gymnastics, and when I watched her training, I could just see how strong and confident she was across the board. But this event right here is the reason she moved to World Champion Center, to increase her difficulty, her execution, and this is her event with the biggest improvement.
World Champion Center, where Simone Biles trained, same coaches.
That's her coach right there, Laurent Landy. Her best event is beam, but she's really doing a good job of putting these events together here today. And you see the added difficulty in her routine. And she said this event, more than any other event, college has helped her, not only from an artistry standpoint, but a comfortability standpoint. She said she was put in so many pressure situations from her college team this year that she's actually really comfortable under pressure now. It's something that she used to struggle with, but hearing her talk about how confident she was is a really good sign heading into an elite season.
Now on the even bars for world champions, Jordan Childs.
Handspring layout, no problems there. Her college routine was an easier version of this routine that you're seeing here, but whenever she would travel to college meets, she would actually practice those elite skills. So she's been practicing this routine in pressure situations all year long, which is an advantage that a lot of these athletes didn't have. And she looks so solid. She looks unfazed. She looks bulletproof. Everything that you want to look during your routine, she has that right here.
Right to the end.
Wow. I'm really impressed.
It's real, and she is certainly back to that form we know from
Go on balance beat.
You talk about the confidence, and I'm laughing because everyone, if you know a gymnast, it's a sport that breeds type A perfectionists. So even though you win an Olympic gold medal, you still have to continuously prove to yourself that you're confident and comfortable on the event, just like Suni Lee.
Talked about her pacing this comeback after 2 different types of kidney illnesses, which she describes as in remission right now, still getting treatment, figuring things out, but not a part of the all-around tonight. Floor, vault, and this beam, 3 of the 4.
She won beam at American Classics, and she looks really good and didn't even do her full difficulty at that competition. Talk about an athlete that says she's only between 60 and 75% and is winning competitions here on balance beam. aggressive triple series. Adjustment, big deduction with that leg up and broken connection. That's a gainer, layout full. So with that, so he reminds her of that often.
Final event of the night for Shilese Jones. On floor.
A new floor routine for her. Now, most athletes hire a choreographer, but Shilese Jones choreographed the whole thing herself, she told us. She said a choreographer did come in and tweak it to more of what the judges were looking for, but she was really proud to showcase this. Position, her body movement. She really checks a lot of the artistry boxes that the judges are looking for. Elongation is actually something that they look for. Insufficient amplitude. You can't just do a pose, it's not enough. You have to continue to move through your fingers.
And she's another one of those athletes, Terry and Sam.
So step aside and wrap things up. Who wins the all-around here? 59.5 the number. Shilese Jones had the lead after the second rotation, comes in second. Jordan